Okay, some breaking news coming in fresh off the press. The BCCI central contracts have been announced. These are contracts for 2023 to 2024, runs from October 23 to September 24. You're going to be wondering, we're still halfway already through the year that we're talking about. But as is sometimes the case with BCCI, you get to know things a little late. Anyway, the contracts are finally here and it makes for a very interesting reading. First up, the breaking news is definitely Ishan Kishan, Shreyas Iyer. Remember, there was murmurs, there was news that was being reported that both of them have not been taking domestic cricket seriously, and the BCCI made it very clear that people who will not be taking domestic cricket seriously or with an extension test cricket seriously will not be given any sort of contract. So you could say right now, even though both of them may not be all format players, sometimes they were available, that this is a sort of a disciplinary action that the BCCI has taken against Shreyas Iyer and an Ishan Kishan for not complying with what the BCCI had told them, what the team management had told them to play Ranji Trophy. They remain defiant, and what is that resulted in? They haven't been given a central contract. I'll run you through the contracts and the finer points. Let's start with the grade A. That's the top of the top. 7 crore a year is the retainership for that. That's been the case so far, though interestingly they haven't announced exactly how much is going to be the retainership this year, but I'm just going by the previous retainership that they were giving. It was 7 crore for grade A, all format players. That remains exactly the same. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah, Ravindra Jadeja, they were in the previous cycle as well, 22-23, in 23-24 also. Exact same names, all format players you've got here. No changes here. Now we'll move to grade A and you'll see changes here. Right now the grade A is Ashwin, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, KL Rahul, Shubman Gill and Hardik Pandya. These are your senior players but not necessarily all format players. So you've got Ashwin, who is now not necessarily part of T20 cricket. You don't know whether going forward will be part of ODI. Mohammad Shami is technically part of all formats, so he could consider himself a bit unlucky, but because in T20 cricket we haven't seen him quite often, maybe that's the reason that they've got him here. Even though he played the last T20 World Cup, could have been bumped up to A+, but remains in A, even though he's an all format player. Mohammad Siraj is the other one. He's an all format player, is now part of the T20 setup, ODI as well as Test cricket, but maybe owing to his seniority not that high up, maybe that's why he's been given grade A. KL Rahul, now not an all format player. He was an all format player but has not been part of the T20 setup recently, maybe that's why he's in grade A. He was earlier also in grade A, so not much of a change, but could have been bumped up to A+ had he been playing regularly in T20 cricket too. Shubman Gill was an all format player but now doesn't find himself playing in the T20 11, though he was part of the squad in T20 cricket against Afghanistan, was not part of the 11, also a young player, so you can understand grade A. Hardik Pandya, not an all format player but a senior player in T20 and ODI, and so he is also in grade A. Just to let you know the changes that have happened from last time around, Rishabh Pant is out. He was there last time and understandably so has been injured, not been playing, so he's not part of grade A. Akshar Patel was also grade A because he was playing all formats, remember at that time. Even now he's in the scheme of things of all formats but does not make the 11 on a consistent basis for a lot of formats, so he's out of grade A. The ones that have come in are KL Rahul, he comes into grade A from grade B. Siraj gets into grade A from grade B, and Shubman Gill. So for them it's a bump up coming from grade B to grade A compared to last time around. This is this year's grade A. Let's go to grade B and you've got Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant. They've kept Rishabh Pant in the scheme of things, and that's a great gesture by the BCCI, even though he's not been playing regular cricket, but because that's how important he was for Indian cricket, they've kept him in the central contract in grade B right now. There's Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel, Yashasvi Jaiswal. So who's in and who's out? The ones that have been removed from grade B from previous time, there's Pujara who's gone out, and there is Shreyas Iyer. As I said, not so much based on his cricket, a sort of a disciplinary action that the BCCI has taken. So Shreyas Iyer is out there. The ones that have come in are Yashasvi Jaiswal as well as a Kuldeep Yadav. So new entrant into grade B this time around. Yashasvi Jaiswal, at the moment an all format player, continues like that, could be bumped up further. Grade C, many new entrants you will see here. This is that part of the contract that keeps changing a lot. So let me look at the ones that have made their entry this time. And you've got Rinku Singh, Tilak Verma, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Shardul Thakur, Shivam Dubey, Ravi Bishnoi, Jitesh Sharma, Washington Sundar, Mukesh Kumar, Sanju Samsung, Arshdeep, KS Bharat, Prasidh Krishna, Avesh Khan and Rajat Patidar. Interesting, they've still kept KS Bharat there, maybe because this has also been picked in retrospect, started from October of 2023, and he did play a few matches there, especially test cricket, so they've still kept him. Don't know what happens to him going forward after the new contract start from October of 2024. But let me tell you the new entrants that have come. Rinku Singh is a new entrant into the contracts. You've got Tilak Verma, who's a new entrant. You've got Ruturaj Gaikwad, who's come into the contract for the first time. Shivam Dubey comes into the contract for the very first time. Ravi Bishnoi comes into the contracts for the very first time. Ditto for Jitesh Sharma, who's now your wicketkeeper in T20 cricket. Mukesh Kumar also comes in. He's at the moment played all formats. Prasidh Krishna comes back or comes for the very first time into contract. Avesh Khan and Rajat Patidar. So all of them first timers when it comes to the BCCI central contract. One very interesting thing that has been done, and I'll draw your attention to that. The selection committee has also recommended fast bowling contracts for the following athletes: Akashdeep, Vijay Kumar Veshak, Umran Malik, Yash Dayal and Vidvat Karyappa. So these have been given a fast bowling contract, so they will be paid some sort of retainership. What it is, it's not clear, but maybe they are in the scheme of things and Indian cricket is looking at them closely, and I think that's also a great step. It keeps telling these players who are vying for a spot in the Indian team that they are also in the periphery of selection, that the selection committee is keeping a close eye on them. Just to sum up again, 7 crore is for A plus that I showed you earlier. It was 7, 5 for A, and then B had 3, and then it was 1 for C. That is what it was earlier. We do not know what the latest norms are in terms of what is the retainership, but because it's not been mentioned, you would assume that is exactly the same as earlier. There were talks of bumping up the contracts of test players. That has not happened so far. The other thing worth pointing out here is that some of the players that have been playing very recently, like a Jurel, like a Sarfraz, for them there is a clause there. If you have played 2 test matches, if you have played 8 ODIs, and if you have played or have played 10 T20s, any one of them, then you fulfill the criteria of automatically coming into the contract. So by the time the next test match is done in Dharamshala, you will automatically see Sarfraz, who would have finished his second test match if he plays that, and a Dhruv Jurel, who's already played 2 test match, automatically get into the contract. So this is the BCCI contracts, the players that they have selected, and true to their word, they said, players who are not taking domestic cricket or test cricket seriously, they're going to come down hard on them. And on cue, that's exactly what the BCCI has done. Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer left out of the BCCI contract. Do let us know what you think of our video. Do share it with your other cricket loving friends and give us a like. Thanks so much for watching.